Today, we will be reviewing the Bitcoin robot MT5 by Ms. Marzena Maria Smit. Stick around to the end to receive a free expert advisor by us here at Prosperity Algo Solutions. And while you're here, why not subscribe to the channel to never miss another video like this? We can start off here on the sales page to get an idea of how this bot works. And it's an extremely long description, but we can maybe pick out a few relevant points. So it trades Bitcoin on the M5, no grid, no martingale, no hedging. And it says the EA only opens one position at a time. And then it's protected with both a stop loss and a take profit. And here we can say that in terms of the strategy, it's using a trailing stop, perhaps. There's some news filters going on. And they appear to offer significant support to their clients, but not a ton regarding the exact strategy. Let's go through these pictures here. We can see a quick view on the actual test, and perhaps it's tough to see, right? Because this looks almost mean reverty in nature, whereas this looks almost like we are doing a breakout. So maybe it's running a few different strategies simultaneously, but it's hard to just see what it's doing only from looking at these photos. Whereas you have like a short, which is counter trend, and then you have a long, which is pro trend, which is kind of a bit of an interesting thing to see. And one thing that you mentioned was, hey, if you go on our website, you should be able to see the live results, which is always quite important. So I went to their website here, which is MQL Blue, which is what's linked in the description. And I can see that they're showing a screenshot of Bitcoin robot, but there's no live link. So that really means absolutely nothing. And then if you go here, you can click around on their homepage, but still seeing that they primarily offer like an EA programming service, as well as their EAs here, but there's really not a ton in regards to either live performance or how the strategy actually works. So let's quickly go over to MetaTrader to see if we can run a backtest regarding how this works. So I downloaded the robot a few minutes ago, and as you can see, the page here matches what we're seeing online as well. And then I took a quick look at the inputs tab, and we can see that it's giving an indication regarding like the risk management factors. It's also speaking to recovery multiplier and recovery max cycle, and recovery mode is also true. This means it's running a martingale system. So recovery, what that means is it's a martingale, it's plain and simple. And here we're also seeing like take profit, stop loss hidden, or sorry, maybe to clarify that the recovery, it isn't necessarily a pure martingale, but it's something which can also include massively scaling up the lot sizing. So apologies, it isn't necessarily a martingale, but it involves some degree typically of significantly increasing lot sizing. And we'll have to run a visual backtest to see what that actually entails. Down here, it's primarily like time filters and more some visual things such as show panel. And I actually ran a non-visual backtest already here using every tick based on real ticks from the 8cap broker. What we can see from the graph is it's perfect. It's a straight line going up, which you have to be a little bit skeptical about. Because they have a recovery mechanism, you could very well have a straight balance going up, but you should see some dips in the equity curve. So either it's an over-optimized martingale, so that or over-optimized recovery bot, so that there's never any major drawdowns, but something fishy appears to be happening. We can see here that they are winning at 97% of the trades, and they do have an inverted risk reward, but still we wouldn't expect to see this high of a win rate in this context. And the drawdown is 0.17% relative to a profit of $1,285 on a $10,000 deposit. So yes, let's run a visual backtest to get an idea of how this actually works, but I have a feeling that something maybe a little bit fishy is going on. However, it could just be a more of a heavily optimized martingale approach. So let's wait to see if this thing loads. Oh, there we go. So let's take a look at the lot sizing to see what's going on. So we're seeing a little bit of scaling here in lot sizing. Here we go. So here took one loss, and then we saw a scaling in lot sizing. So 0.1 to 0.2, and that might indicate what they mean by recovery mechanism. To get an idea of how the actual strategy is working, here we're seeing quite a few mean reversion trades. So as price pushes away from a mean, it goes short, whereas it pushes to the downside of the mean, it goes long. Let's maybe keep running it quickly so we can look here more in the lot sizing. So it's keeping lot sizing relatively consistent until we see a loss, in which then it immediately goes down and it doubles. And over time we would expect to see an increase in lot sizing. So we can check again. Yes, loss, doubling, loss, doubling. But then just if you understand basic statistics, you know that runs of more than 2 or 1 losses are extremely likely, right? It's impossible that you never have a run of more than 1 loss in a row, because recovery works great if every loss is immediately followed by a win. But let's say you have 3 losses in a row, you can rapidly, or 7 losses in a row, you can rapidly go into exponential lot sizing. So here again, recovery. So yes, to my earlier point, there's definitely something fishy going on here. Because if this was an honest martingale, like there's nothing wrong, or they're not ideal, but a real martingale system, you will see these longer runs. So you'll see 5 or 6 losers in a row where you will have increasingly large lot sizes, and then they will close essentially as a grid. Here we're not seeing that. We're seeing a degree of recovery where occasionally they have 1 loss, which is immediately followed by a win where they scale the lot sizing. But the fact that they never seem to have more than 1 loss in a row while following a relatively simplistic strategy means that something fishy is going on. Because, like, look at it this way. If you have even a 50-50% chance of winning, or even a 90% chance of winning, statistically speaking, over enough of a sample size of trades, your probabilities of having 2-3 losses in a row are still definitely there. And if you make 1,000 trades, you're going to have some samples or some runs where you have more than 1 loss in a row. It's just basic statistics, right? So if you go through this backtest here, we can clearly see that there appears to only ever be 1 loss, followed immediately by a winner, which to my mind would appear to be some sort of manipulated backtest. So perhaps they have it like an allowance for the occasional loss, allowing it to seem legitimate. However, this appears quite scammy. So maybe to state that the reason why I believe this is a scam is simply because the equity curve is, not only is it beautiful and absolutely perfect, there's no logical reasoning behind why that is occurring. So there's no honest martingale occurring. It's just showcasing properties in terms of the runs of losses, which are statistically impossible if you can really just apply basic statistics. So because of the fact that this is defying the laws of probability, I would think that some degree of manipulation, be it history reading or blatant scamming, is occurring. So I would strongly recommend you guys to stay away from this bot and don't waste your hard-earned money on it. So yes, thank you for watching the video. Leave me a comment if this differs from your experience. Would love to hear. And stick around for the following short clip to receive a free expert advisor from us. Take care. Before you click away, if you're looking to get a real expert advisor, here at Prosperity Algo Solutions, we're currently offering our Golden Time Bomb system based on automating the London breakout and opening range breakout 100% for free. Watch the pinned video to find out more and to get access.